Yeah, soon Neil is gonna join, and we are going to. Yeah, he came already. Hello, Neil.
Hey mate, how you doing?
Great. And you?
I'm okay. I'm tired, but I'm okay. Not
Okay.
too bad.
So let me turn the sound off here. Okay. So how is everything, my friend?
It's all right, mate. It's okay. I'm just back from Giants Live. I had a Giants Live event this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
so forgive me if the voice is a little ropey. I was
Mm-hmm.
I blew it to pieces as usual. At the weekend, we had a packed house in at the Utilita Arena in Birmingham. So we had about
Mm-hmm.
7 or 8 thousand people packed into there. Good event. It was the World Strongman Open. We had Iron Bibby breaking the world log press record with 231 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell Hooper was his usual ridiculous self. So yeah, it was good fun, mate. Good event. But
Yeah.
and then after that, the East versus West card, which I was looking through today after you sent it me, mate, that is ridiculous. That
Maybe,
that
maybe
might be my favourite card.
I will tell you something. Like whenever I look at from outside, I think it's my favorite card as well.
It's a bloody good card, mate.
Yeah.
It's a bloody good card. Very, very good card. And I'm very. I mean, we're going to get into the matches and so on today, but one of my favourite arm wrestlers, as you know, is making his debut here, and I can't wait for that. And that's Tortiev.
Gennady?
No, Tortiev. I'm a massive fan of Tortiev, mate. I think he's lethally dangerous. So I'm really
Who
looking
are
forward
you?
to
Who did
seeing
you say?
Tortiev.
Oh, Tautiev. Oh,
Yes,
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I think he's unbelievable. So that's going to be very interesting for me. I'm also
Uh,
very keen. There's a number of matches on there which we'll go into. Bet Killy. Oh, dude's a killer.
yeah. Just
Killer.
let's focus on the king of the table. And it is upcoming. It is
Yes.
less than 3 weeks, 19 days only left.
I'm a little
And
bit gutted because the date change meant that I couldn't go, which is sickening.
yeah.
It is what it is. What it is.
Yeah.
Originally, it was planned for the 21st, and now it's the 28th. So I'll be in Vegas at Giants Live Vegas. So I have to miss this one, which is it's a shame. But nothing I
Yeah.
can't handle. But it's a sickener because there's some great matches there already.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the upcoming events.
Yeah.
And there are a few matches. Do you know? I don't still know. I haven't. I don't remember if I met him in person, but Kacper, I think from Poland. I think
Yes.
Sinica. Yeah, he's
Hmm.
gonna he's gonna pull against Nedalin Christo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know enough about either of these guys in terms of their specific level right now to
Hmm?
comment on that. To be honest. Um, Yeah, I feel like anything. I always like if I'm going to give an opinion on something. I always like it was the same with when Ray pulled against Ryan over in Florida. I know Ray very well, but I didn't know Ryan's level very well. And I always feel like if I'm going to give an opinion on something, it should be based on
Yeah,
some kind of solid or authoritative uh, belief or guide. Open season for me here, mate. I'm learning a little bit here.
yeah. The
Um,
same for me. I know Nedalin very well, and other guy is also
yep.
very good. Kacper is, I think, also very good. I apologize if I pronounce his name wrong. But yeah, about the Ryan versus Ray, I had very quick wrist move
Yep.
and very good endurance.
Yes.
So I would just say that he and Raymond are at the same level if they would be the same weight.
Yes.
But when
Yeah.
when
Quite
one
like.
guy is about 10 kilo heavier, so I kind of was guessing that like he would be the favorite. Yeah, at that time. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so you don't know much about these guys, so let's go to the next one. Auden versus Korean Hulk.
Okay, I'm going to go with Orton. I'm going to go with Orton, and I'll tell you
What is the
why.
reason?
The reason is because I believe that the Korean Hulk's wrist is uh, vulnerable. That's
Have
my
you ever
honest
seen his
truthful.
match against Michael Tops at the Arnold
Yes,
Classic? You saw?
yes, yes. But I believe
And
his I
it was
believe
the
his
day
wrist
that
is vulnerable.
Michael beat Dimitri Trubin.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. All of the above I know, but I believe that the Korean Hulk's wrist is vulnerable. Um, I think if he gets top rolled significantly, then he's going to have problems. All the comments that I've heard from a lot of people, from various people, is that Orton has leveled up tremendously. Arm strength, I believe the Korean Hulk's significantly stronger.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do
The guy is yeah very strong.
significantly stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that his wrist is suspect, and I believe that Orton can do something with the hand and wrist.
Mm-hmm.
If the Korean Hulk is smart, if he drops the match, gets the
Mm-hmm.
strap, can find a really solid anchor point, he's very much in the match. I mean, I believe that his arm strength will be. I don't want to go into these percentages. I don't do that
Mm-hmm.
because it's always a guess. But I think he's got a measure of strength benefit over Orton. I think he's
Mm-hmm.
significantly stronger. But I think he's not got a big hand, not got a particularly dominant hand and wrist from anything I've seen from him in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I know what my game plan would be if I was Orton, 100%. I think it would be nailed on how I would address that match. I'm not going to go into it because I don't think it's fair to do that in case anybody takes reads from it. But what I would, there's a very very clear path if you're Orton Larratt here,
Mm-hmm.
and I really do believe that it's one that he will have been drilled into him. He'll have been versed on big time, and I expect that's what he'll do. And I think that can give him the victory. We'll see. I think most people will believe. Most people will probably believe that Orton starts as an underdog here. I don't know. Has there been any sort of any specific polling done or anything like that? Have you put anything out there whilst I've been
No,
out of the game?
no. But the only thing I know that Auden is, in my opinion, better arm wrestler
Yes, I believe so.
and more technical, more
Yeah.
well-rounded
Yeah.
and smarter,
Yes.
but not stronger. Maybe stronger in maybe some parts that like maybe like about coordination of the muscle groups. But I think physically the other guy is stronger. I
Yeah.
think that the other guy needs to go to strap, and
100%.
then in the strap, then if he can dominate, he wins. If he cannot dominate,
Yeah.
he may even gas out because these guys are like more like power lifter type of guys. They have
Yes.
incredible explosiveness, but the endurance, like just think about Alden is almost every day probably training and hours and pulling. So if the match stops somewhere, I mean, then Alden will have more chance. But the other guy really needs to dominate. Like if he dominates, Alden may be the one who is exhausted because of trying to stop something that is like too
Yeah,
strong. You
it
understand?
could go
Yeah,
through
yeah,
his
yeah,
red line, go past the
yeah,
elastic limit. But the way that
yeah,
you
yeah.
described the match a moment ago is actually how I see it in my mind. I think Korean Hulk is dangerous early, may get the first
Mm-hmm,
round, may even get the first two rounds. But I think it makes for a dramatic match because I do believe he gasses. I do believe he'll be doing it with a compromised wrist. I think Orton
mm-hmm,
gets his hand and wrist at some point. That's what I believe.
mm-hmm,
And I think when he does get his hand and wrist, he is um, he's got enough versatility. He's got enough aggression. He's a very aggressive arm wrestler,
mm-hmm,
and I believe he's got enough endurance to outlast him. And I think that I wouldn't be surprised if this ends in a 3-2 to Orton
mm-hmm,
after
mm-hmm,
taking
mm-hmm.
some difficulty early on. Korean Hulk is I mean, if he doesn't go for straps, he needs his head reading. I would immediately go for straps. I wouldn't even think about trying to hang on to Orton. I imagine Orton is
Okay,
very much aware of that.
okay. There is another person who is close to you, same as
Mhm.
Alden. Alden is your very close friend's son,
Yep.
and now you have very close friends
Yes.
competing. Rob Vision Jr. pulling against Nugo Chikadze.
Yeah.
And how do you see this match?
I love it, mate. I think it's great because number one, I'm going to say let's start with Nugo. So Chicago and his match at East versus West. I don't think a lot of people were overly familiar with him when he came out in the. We were saying in the sort of broadcast booth. If you're not familiar with this guy, hang on to
Hmm.
your hats because sorry, I just got a friend.
The sound is gone.
Podcast, brother. Can I call you back? Cheers, mate. Sorry about that. Yeah, the we were saying that he's a pocket rocket, guys. You know, he's fire through bushes, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed the new goal match. I think he's a very entertaining arm wrestler, very endearing arm wrestler. Um, he ignites the crowd. You could hear even the Georgian team was so ignited by the way the guy arm wrestles. You can't not love this dude. I think he's great, and I actually think Rob will love him. I think Rob and Nugal get on. I think there's a clear differential here in where the strength lies. Nugal on the inside, I believe, may have a strength advantage. He's certainly got a leverage advantage, but I believe he's giving away
Okay, okay. One second. Who has the leverage advantage?
Nugo in the hook. I believe has a leverage advantage. Outside
Nugo
of
is
that,
not hook. Nugo is not hook puller. You know, who is
I know, but I
outside
think
puller.
he's going to end up
Yeah.
going there. I believe
Ah,
that
okay.
if it goes top roll, I think that he will be losing the match. My honest opinion.
Oh,
With a
you think?
strap, he's got enough side
Why
pressure
would
to
he?
possibly
Why would
pin.
he lose the match? If why would he lose the match if he
Because I
tries
think
top rope?
that Rob's hand and wrist is his biggest weapon. Many people don't. I do. Rob talks
So
himself
you are saying that Nugo cannot top roll Rob?
with a strap, maybe,
Yeah, this is what
maybe
I was saying with this
with a
strap. Yeah,
strap, maybe. But I
yeah. Okay.
believe that Rob, outside of the strap, before the strap is applied, can beat him in the hand and wrist. I think his hand and wrist is dominant, and I think it'll prove that way. If I was Rob, my game plan would be to try and not let the thing go to the straps. You remember when
Mhm.
he pulled in the I can't remember, it might be the northern region. One of the regions he pulled against Todzilla, blasted the hand and then straight down on top, just punched down.
Mhm.
I would
Mhm.
be looking
Mhm.
for something like that if I was Rob. And I
Mhm.
don't mind saying that live on here because if you can get that,
So you are basically
no can
saying that
defend.
without the strap, if we can keep the game without the strap, Rob is
Yeah.
gonna win this. If it goes to the strap, then advantage goes to the Nugo side.
I think that if the match goes to the strap, the start is critically important. I don't think that this is an easy match for either man. I say this every time I speak about Rob Vigent. If Rob Vigent shows up, the best of Rob Vigent shows up, I believe Rob Vigent wins.
Hmm.
If the best of Rob Vigent shows up, Rob is a
So
very, very complex
if
individual.
Rob Vision loses, it means that Rob lost because he wasn't at his best. You will not give credit to Nugo.
No, no, you'll see how the match runs. There'll be enough signs. I won't be there to read them, but there's always enough signs at Rob Vigent Jr. matches. You'll be able to see beforehand. Everybody in the room will be able to see beforehand. It won't be just when they get to the arm wrestling table. Rob is an incredibly easy read prior to him to matches. I would like to think in this match that Rob can show his best. I think it's a very, very interesting match and a very difficult match. I think we've just seen just how good Nugo is from what he did with Margarin and how close he ran Petro Margarin.
Hmm.
Margarin, many
Hmm.
people don't really know or appreciate how good that guy is.
Yeah, the
Margarin
guy
is mega
has
strong.
wins against many guys like Dizarano, Ongarbe, Revas, Sandris, John Burzin. Marhan
Yeah.
beat Krasimir, like many guys he beat, yeah. And
Personally, I think that 99% of people watching will have Nugo as a favourite. If I'm honest, I don't believe that many people will feel. Maybe some diehards in North America or RVJ fans to the core may believe that he's the guy, but I think a lot of people will actually think Nugo's going to win.
can I ask you something?
Sure,
The John that you saw in Orlando and Rob Vision, who wins?
I think Rob.
Rob would beat John?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
That guy.
It doesn't matter the what the result of this match, right?
No,
No,
not really.
okay. Okay.
I don't. I think a
Okay.
lot's asked of John Engin. If
What's
you want
that?
my honest, I think a lot gets asked of John Brzenk. John now is so far past proving. John's results now for me are immaterial. Really, I couldn't really care who beats him, how it goes. To me, it doesn't make a scrap of difference. My knowledge of and experience of John is sort of set in stone. I know what I've witnessed. I know what the guy's done through his
Yeah,
career.
yeah.
I know
There is
where his
no doubt.
future
I
is.
don't think anyone has any doubt about that one. I
Oh, I
think
think
that
they
anyone
do.
I mean, if anyone who has doubt, that means that he's either new or he doesn't know about
Correct.
arm wrestling
Yeah.
or something like that. You know, just like
Yeah.
I mean, just bring 2006.
I mean,
Uh,
it wouldn't be close. Just wouldn't be close. But John now, yeah, we've seen enough evidence of where John is right now, and John's commitment is right now. John's doing what John should do. He's just enjoying himself and arm wrestling because he enjoys it.
Neil, John is doing his best at this age. If this guy is coming to Orlando 112 kilo, the guy is doing his best. And if he is fighting from this position and bringing that match to the win, not giving up. So the guy is doing as much as he can right now. And he said he wants to pull in the December US event.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
love. Who doesn't love watching John Paul?
I mean,
I mean, who
non-arm
doesn't?
wrestling
I
fans
don't care
maybe.
who he arm wrestles. I don't
I
really
mean,
don't care. I don't care who he arm wrestles. As I say, results don't matter to me with John. I don't really care who he pulls if it's a competitive. I wouldn't be putting, for me, I wouldn't be putting John into matches where it's an elite slayer. I really wouldn't.
no. I mean,
I think
yeah.
John. There are so many matches out there, proving matches where people will have the opportunity to pull John. And also, I like those matches more in some respects. I loved the match with Leonidas because Leonidas is still on that learning curve, and you have the opportunity to see John go through the range and the spectrum of what he is capable of from terrible positions in that match. And it was so dramatic and so entertaining.
I
It was
think John
great.
versus Rob would be very good match.
I do.
Very good match. Yeah.
I do.
Anyways, so let's go to the next one. Kamil versus Corey.
Ooh.
I have my own, like, we know that Kamil is very strong. But like, just think that when Kamil pull against Laletin, this is what I said also. I say this every program, but like what makes Laletin is incredible is his hand power and his low hand top roll that he doesn't allow anyone to go inside. You
Mhm.
understand? But when you pull against Kamil, Kamil doesn't care if you took his wrist. You understand? So what I'm just saying that yes, he gave hell to Laletin in that match. If
Yeah.
he was more careful, maybe he could have won. But what I'm just saying that is there any possibility Corey to have more arm, you know, than Laletin, because Kamil is not gonna hook Corey either. So what I'm just saying that all he needs to do to have fast side move, you understand, for Corey to move that way. So what would make us think that he may not win this one? Like I see on the paper, Kamil is the favorite. Like if I would be someone who is betting, I would bet on Kamil. I don't bet because it's against my belief. But what I'm just saying that like if he does everything right, like you think that Corey doesn't have chance?
Oh, Corey's definitely got a chance.
Okay, so that's
With
what I wanted to know.
definitely got a chance, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes. Who do you think wins?
I'm telling you, Kamil is on the paper is the favorite. But that
Hmm.
if I say that there is no way, then it's not true.
Yeah,
Like Corey has chance. Yeah,
big chance. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
very very good chance. Big guy.
And do you realize that Corey in Orlando, like he always looks big, but this time he looked big, but more
Better
athletic.
condition. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. It was,
yeah,
and he was in a good place mentally. I
yeah.
think he was. He was in a good place. He was very relaxed. He was. I mean, we didn't get to see a lot from him, did we? Let's be honest, because it was comfortable. It was right within his
Yeah,
wheelhouse. He's going to be tested a
yeah.
great deal more here. But what it does underline is both these guys are definitely in that real upper echelon. They are right there in the top, solidly in the top 10. I'd like to just think out where I'd actually put them. But as you said earlier, I do think on another day that Camille can come out with a win against uh, Vitali. It didn't work for him that day. Vitali got the win and deserved it. But it shows where Camille is at. Camille is very, very dangerous. The style is very difficult to combat.
I
He
will tell
is.
you something. If Kamil knew what he learned after the match with Vitali before the match,
Mhm.
and there is a possibility that Kamil would beat him. Like, do you realize that he lost like last round or something? Like, I mean, by fouls, two fouls. Like Vitali's last year, two fouls, and then every round after that, he won.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually
So
said that on the night on the broadcast. I felt like you toss the coin another day, it lands very differently. On that night, Camille was very unlucky not to get the win. Very
yeah,
unlucky. But
yeah. It was very close match. Very close match.
I think the reality of arm wrestling, the reality of probably any elite sport, you can say this about. There's nuance within the match. There's stories behind the story, and you often see that. I mean, let's be honest. Vitaly Laletin, I think, was unbelievably unfortunate not to beat Dave Chafee. Um,
He
on
beat him.
reflection, I'm
No,
glad
he
he
beat him.
didn't.
Huh?
I'm glad that the first time they met, when it was the
Oh, first time. Oh, okay, okay.
incredible match. Um, if you look back at that, there is a real argument that it was already done and dusted. On reflection, you wouldn't change a thing because it turned into the most supremely entertaining, amazing match ever. It was great, but could have already
Mm.
been over by that point. But for referees seeing it one way, it was adjudged to have tried to push Dave off the back of the pad. Personally, I don't think he did. I think he was going for the pin and he got it. That's my honest opinion. There's
Mm.
nothing personal in that. I just genuinely believe he won the match, but he didn't get the result. We've all been there. We've all been there. So for me, everybody takes their you pay your money, you take your chance. On that night, it didn't work out for Camille, but it didn't really detract from Camille at all or from what I felt about Camille. It just underlined how dangerous the lad is. He's very, very dangerous, very, very good, and he's getting better. He's in his
So
infancy.
who's winning? Corey winning or the Kamil winning?
I would give a very slight edge because of style and because of speed to Camille. I think
Mm.
Camille probably 60-40, 55-45, somewhere around there in terms of how I see it. The main thing being there, the main thing being speed. I
Mm.
think the initiation, the
Yeah.
willingness of Corey to meet him in the center of the table, because that's Corey's style as well. He's very powerful, very, very, very strong. He's very strong and he's very powerful. He's not. I'm not saying the lad's slow. He isn't slow, but I think where his strengths are, Camille will feel pretty comfortable, and we'll be able to engage. And he's extremely quick, really
Mm.
powerful initiation with the press for Camille, and that gives me the feeling that he's a slight favorite in the match.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Serhii Kalinichenko versus Georgi Svetkov.
Wow. I mean,
Did you
two
see
men.
the recent shape of Kalnichenko? Did you see?
I do. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm very aware of that, and it's that awareness that makes me hesitate for a moment. Because if you'd have asked me this 18 months ago, I don't believe it was close. I think Georgie would win with ease. I do have Georgie as the favourite here because of the fact that, in my opinion, where um, Kalinachenko is at his very best, he's in a top role. Where he's at his most comfortable, he's in a top role, and where he's at his best. I think that Georgie is vastly underrated in that respect. He's a phenomenal top roller. I'm talking about a fit, firing all cylinders Georgie. And I believe right now that Georgie is very, very big, very, very strong, very, very motivated, and very ready. And I think that
yeah,
he is the
it
favourite in the
is.
match. I've got him like a 60-40 favourite, maybe slightly more because of the styles. Kalinachenko, I love Kalinachenko, incidentally. He's great. Really, really good, really entertaining. I love that he tries to make a show. I love that he's on the rise. He always makes an effort to bring it at the match. I like the fact that he goes above and beyond the arm wrestling match, and he tries to deliver entertainment to the viewer. And I think that's an underrated facet in any arm wrestler's game. And Kalinachenko brings that in spades, and I commend him for it. I think this is a brave match for him to take. I think that Georgi Svetkov is one of the most underrated arm wrestlers in the game. I really do. And for
Mm.
anybody who's trying to capitalize on the hand and wrist, you're going to have a hard day with George. He's really, really difficult to
Uh,
dominate.
so do you think that Georgi to lose against Alex Kurdecha had a lot to do with his ankle?
I think that match, put it this way, I think that match is as yet undetermined. I don't believe that match has really happened, and I don't think Alex does. I think Alex would like to do it again. I think Georgia would like to do it again. I think that fans would like to see it again. But if you were in Turkey at that time and you saw just how bad Georgie's leg was, it was really bad. Really bad. I mean, we saw him on the day of the event,
I
and it
asked
was
him a few times. I said like, Georgi, like, if you don't want to pull, don't pull. And he
mm,
said, "Oh, I'm okay, okay." And after the event, he said that he wasn't okay. And I said, like, why did you want to pull? He said, "Oh, I didn't want to fail the event." This what
yeah,
he told me.
yeah,
Yeah.
told us the same.
So you are saying that Georgi is like the yesterday Artyom Morozov and Ivan Matchenko, they were my guests. And Morozov thinks that Georgi's side pressure is no good. So Sergey will try to top roll. Maybe he loses wrist, but he will still be able to press Georgi's arm with like not totally bend back, but just a little bit, like, you understand, rise and
Yeah,
roast.
I can see that lane. I will be unbelievably impressed if Kalina is able to do that. I really
Mm.
will.
Do you think that with the pressure, even if he loses his wrist, if he brings Georgi here, do you think that Kalnishenko can continue like that?
A lot will depend on. That's a very generic statement in my mind because I'd need to see the shape of the match. The nuance in an arm wrestling match is vast, and the position of that is vast. The timing of that, of when the move takes place, the degree of extension between the shoulder and the wrist. I'd need to see a lot of things. If I'm seeing the match happen, when the match is in play, I would make a read of what I see at the time. To say generically that I think that without any kind of wrist control, so a flat or busted back wrist, Kalina can pin Georgi. I would be very impressed if he can. I don't believe he can. I think that will be a difficult ask. I think Kalina's best chance is to have blasted very, very quickly and separated Georgi to be able to finish that. If he was able to do that, if he was able to quickly gain a very significant advantage in the match, yeah, maybe he can do that. But I don't
Mm.
think that's the case. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be difficult maintaining centre. And I think Georgie will match him in that area. Svetkov's very, very good in the hand and wrist. Very difficult to top roll. Very difficult to top roll.
Okay. So let's go to the next one. Alex Kurdecha versus Artem Morozov right arm. Confusing?
Absolutely amazing match. I go backwards and forwards on who I believe is the favourite. I think a lot of people will judge Alex Kurdecha off what happened with Jerry Caderet. I do not.
It would be a mistake.
Yeah.
Totally different opponents here.
Exactly. Anyone out there, and I don't count you amongst them for obvious reasons, but anyone out there who is making that read, who believes that because of what happened with Jerry, that Alex is on the slide, is not so dangerous, is not so strong. I think that you're misreading the situation. I think Alex is unbelievably dangerous. I think in any kind of orthodox arm wrestling shape, he's still right there. He's extremely powerful. Yeah. And I believe that this is a much better match. Probably the best match on the card, let's be honest. I think it's my favourite match on the card, for sure, because I think it tells more. Most of the others, with the exception of the first match we spoke about that I can't really comment on and I don't really know. All the others, I do believe I know the outcome of it. I do believe I've got a pretty solid feel on how that match is going to go. For me, Rob and Nugo and this match are the best on the card, in my opinion. I think those two matches are really excellent.
And who did you say that was winning?
I've got a very, very slight advantage right now on the right arm to Alex Kurdecha, but it is very, very slight. We're talking, I've gone backwards and forwards on who I thought. I started off and I felt that Kurdecha was a pretty solid favourite. I was reanalyzing some of the outcomes of matches that I'd seen, and you've got to look at someone's total body of work and also where they're very comfortable. And I believe that Morozov is an extremely versatile puller. I think he's very comfortable in any and every position. And he's a real athlete, genuine athlete. I think he's got a slight endurance benefit in this scenario. So if we saw what happened when they met on the other arm, unbelievable match. I mean, you're not going to see a better heavyweight match than that. It was amazing. I think we could see something similar. I wouldn't be surprised. If we saw another absolute barn burner. Very, very small margin of favoritism for Kurdecha, just because of the speed in the top roll. If it turns into a long, drawn-out battle in the way I just described, then probably a slight favorite to Morozov because of endurance. How have you got it?
Very, very, I don't know, unknown.
Hard, isn't it?
Unknown, yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. Is the connection good?
I can hear you okay. Can you hear me good? Oh. Yeah, I can hear you. You went blurry there for a moment, but I can hear you pretty good.
But right now is okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go to Devon versus Leonidas left arm.
Well, I've got these guys on the show tomorrow, as you know. I always pay a lot of interest in matches like this. I think that let's break this down by the sort of facts that we know. Leonidas, in my opinion, is better on the left arm. Okay. Oop, you froze up there, Engin, a little bit. Just let me know in the comments, guys, whether you can still hear me. I can't see Engin, but he's frozen up. You're back. Could you hear me okay then? Okay. So I'll just go over what I was saying there, mate. I believe that Leonidas is more comfortable and is better pro rata on the left arm. I think generally the level of arm wrestling on the left is slightly lower than the right. If you look across the whole set, and I think Leonidas is better on his left arm. I think Devon is far less comfortable on his left arm, and is less versatile on his left arm, but he's faster on his left arm. He does, however, have exceptional endurance, and I believe he's a significant favourite in this match. That's my opinion. Because of the pronation control, because of the endurance, because of the experience in high-level arm wrestling matches. I absolutely love the progression of Leonidas, and I love his fearless nature. I love the fact that he'll take on any challenge. I think he poses a threat long-term to a lot of people. I'm just not sure it's right now. The fact that Devon has lost so much weight is a big factor here. I feel like Devon is much more dangerous when he's bigger. But the funny thing is with Dev, you never know how much rope he's letting out in matches. Because one thing I'm very aware of is that he makes matches entertaining. He has fun with matches. He will let out rope to allow an arm wrestler to pull. Particularly when I think he's very fond of that arm wrestler. And I do believe that he has a lot of respect for Leonidas. Now, Leonidas Arcona is on a tear. He's very, very strong man. Real, genuine strength pedigree. Maybe he's got enough to do something. Maybe I'm dwelling on a little bit of nostalgia because I've seen Devon do some very impressive things with the left arm when he's in good condition. I don't believe he is in the best condition now. And I think that makes this a better match than it would ordinarily be. I think it's a more interesting match. It isn't my favourite match on the card because of the fact that I feel like Devon has a lot of experience, and I think that comes to any kind of super match format. Devon is a horrible man to arm wrestle. Really horrible. I mean, he's got so many options. And in a similar way to what Leonidas encountered with John, there are very few men you'll ever arm wrestle as good as John Brzenk. John can contest the match anywhere. He can do things that other arm wrestlers simply can't do. He's brave enough to do things that other arm wrestlers simply are not brave enough to do. John is arguably the bravest arm wrestler of all time, certainly as brave as anyone in terms of where he'll take the match. Devon is cut from a similar cloth. He will go anywhere. He'll contest the match anywhere if he needs to. And I think that's one thing, whilst John and Devon are very different people, one of the things they do share is that. They're in a small
I think Devon wouldn't listen. Devon wouldn't risk a match by trying something which didn't work in early rounds in the final round of the match, but John would.
I kind of disagree. I don't think that's the case.
No, I mean, you cannot even show me one proof that you disagree because you just, I mean, want to
I think
stick
I
with
can.
your opinion.
I
Like
think I
you
can.
cannot see John beat Arsene Liliev 2 rounds in strap and lost 2 rounds while trying to hook him without strap. In the fifth round, he still tried to take him inside without the strap. The same thing he tried with Kochev. Every time he tried to go that way, he got flushed. But he, in the last round, it was 3-2. And if he would lose, it would be 3-3. Tie, finishing. There was no extra round at that time.
Well, the ultimate
And
example of that's Farid, isn't it? Or Ferret. I mean, if you
yeah,
look
he
at
went
that's
inside,
the
but you
ultimate
cannot
example.
find if Devon is like only knows that the opponent is exhausted or something, then he tries Newton. But first, he always secures the match.
Yeah, I
He
kind of
wouldn't
disagree,
he
mate.
wouldn't he wouldn't try.
I think they both got a fearless edge to them. I think both guys have the balls to try anywhere.
I mean that is like a general statement. When you go into the details, there is no example like that.
I think there is. I think I've seen him do
There
it a
is
couple of
not.
times.
Just show me. Tell me. I will go and
Okay,
check it.
I'll pick out some stuff and we'll have a look at it. But I believe
Yeah.
from what I've seen of Devon, I know that Devon will try to win in absolutely any way possible. Absolutely any way
I mean,
possible.
if he is already winning, he can do any style. But if he is losing, he wouldn't risk it. This is what I'm saying. John is not like that. John would lose that match. He would still be stubborn enough to do whatever like he wanted to do. What he wanted to do, he's like a computer game, you know. Like I remember, I had a Corvette when I used to live in US. There was a curve that it says 15 miles, you know. Like I, every time I come to the town, I was trying 15, 17, 20. I think I came to like 35, and then finally the one side of the car lifted from the ground. You understand? Like I would like, you understand? So like it just reminds me, John, that like he doesn't care. He the only thing that this guy wanted to prove till today, it was to himself, to no one
Oh,
else.
on
I
that we
never
agree.
seen him even claiming that I'm the god, I'm the best. You would never even hear from his
Slight
mouth this
slight
kind of thing.
distinction. Slight distinction here, mate. John does it sometimes for different reasons to Devon. So John will do it for pure entertainment. Devon will do it because he has to win. But when you are under extreme duress in a match, both men have got the opportunity and the bravery to go anywhere,
Mm.
any area,
John, no,
press, top rope,
bravery
foot,
is because
anywhere you want.
necessity. Yeah, I understand. That John doesn't do that because if he knows he's gonna win top row, but he couldn't hook him during the super match, he will just try to hook him and they still beat him that way because he wants it. He doesn't do that for entertainment. The guy is not normal. Like if there is on this earth, if there is like I don't believe in UFOs. You understand? Those
Mhm.
aliens. I don't believe them. But if you ask me, and you are almost 50 years old, did you ever suspect that one guy is like maybe not human? That's John. It's not because of how good he is in arm wrestling, but he is just different. Different. The guy is different. You know, even mentally is different. He's not doing for entertainment. He wants to prove
Yeah, I think
himself.
you may have
Like
misread what I'm
he doesn't.
meaning,
He doesn't.
Engin.
He doesn't want to go to bed in the evening and think that like, oh, you couldn't hook him, you know. Like
No,
he wants to take care of that right there, you understand,
yes, he
because
does.
he sees arm wrestling like something different, just like I'm telling you, he only arm wrestles true for himself. I don't
Yeah, I
think
agree.
he's trying to prove anything for anyone. You know, I don't think that John
I agree.
ever wanted to think that like let people think about me this way. No, he's. I can't even call him not disrespect, but a little bit crack. You understand? The guy is just like no, no, seriously. Like we
I
all
think
have
I think
crack,
you
you know.
just I think you just encapsulated it, mate. There, right there. Johnny's doing it for him. He's doing it for him. Every time he does that, he does it for his own, is so that he knows what the distinction I'm making here is not really about that. They're making the decision for different reasons, but both men have the ability and bravery to take the match anywhere if the situation presents itself. I will be interested to see if Leonidas is strong enough, if
Mm.
Leonidas is complete enough to be able to take the match into that kind of deep water. I think if he is, what makes it difficult is that Devon has a very, very full box of tools and he will use any one of them. And that is problematic for a new arm wrestler because he hasn't got the body of work or a body of experience to deal with some of the positions that I feel like Devon can throw on. We'll see. But I believe that that is a difference maker. That's why I've got Devon as a favourite. The comparison I'm making with John, regardless of the decision making process to go in there, is that John can go anywhere at any time, and he will for whatever reason. He's brave enough to do anything, and he can do everything well. In fact, he can do a lot of things that most people just simply can't do. And
And
that's where those guys are both. There's a lot of arm wrestlers out there who do
there's
one thing very well, couple of things very well, but they don't have the versatility to go
Yeah, no,
anywhere at
that's
any
different
time.
thing. That one can pull in any style, like any style. I don't think there is any style that that one wouldn't pull.
No, he'll go
One guy
anywhere.
says that, okay, there's a super chat. I love
Okay, sorry, I can't
AOC.
see any comments.
Devon himself says the win is first, style is second. Yeah, and one guy says he did against Wagner in 2019. Started playing around, and Wagner got up in. See that probably you didn't even understand what we are talking about.
Yeah,
He
that's a
knew
different thing.
he knew that he was gonna win, so he started playing around. This is not what we are talking about. He said Devon was trying to go inside with Hermes before securing the match, but it is because he knew he would beat Hermes inside. And once Hermes hit outside, he also went outside. He didn't commit to hook Hermes and lost.
I
So he,
agree that they do it for different reasons. In fact, the super
yeah,
chat
yeah,
that you just read out
yeah,
says that pretty much says the difference there. With John, he will seek out the win in a position that he doesn't need to when he can win
exactly,
elsewhere.
exactly,
He will do
exactly,
that.
yeah. And he would
Devon
even
is
risk the
much
match.
more focused on the victory.
Yeah, yeah.
But should he need the victory? Should he need the win?
Like I would
He has
never
the
do what John
ability
is
and the
doing.
bravery to go
I
anywhere.
would never like on my entire career. I would never ever like I would do something if I know I'm comfortable, but I would never risk the victory just to try something new or something. No, I would
Mm-hmm.
make sure I win 3-0 and then round 4, round 5. Okay, I would just do something. Yeah, I understand that part, but not that. Like for me the winning is the priority, for Devon winning is the priority, and this is the normal thing to do. What John is doing is not a normal thing, and that's why he's
The best.
unique.
He's
They're
the
different.
best.
Like, yeah, yeah,
Quite
the best. Yeah,
simply,
you're
the
right.
best. John
Yeah,
Brzenk is the best arm wrestler of all time.
yeah, and this is not because like there are so many reasons I can tell, but not everyone understand, because not everyone understand in the way that you and I we look at an arm wrestler. Like even the quality, the transition
Fluidity.
smoothness. Yeah,
Yeah, it's beautifully smooth.
yeah. I
He's
mean,
his. I mean, now don't judge him off what you saw with Leonidas, where he's old and damaged and screwed. That's not John. If you
no,
look at
even
young
that is,
John, his
to
fluidity
have that match
is
from here, even to have that match from here, you understand, and then bring it a little bit pronator, and then finish it with the. He even shows that when he is not physically stronger and put in a terrible position,
he
he is
can
an arm
still do
wrestling.
it.
He is an arm wrestling machine. He will still
Yeah.
find. Just show him this much of hole. He's gonna
Yes.
make that hole this big.
Yeah.
Just show him. You
The
either
best.
need to dominate him, you either need to dominate him, or better not show any weakness. Because the guy is just
I wish there was a possibility to show. I wish there was a possibility to show people some of the things that I've seen from John, which weren't on camera, which weren't
yeah.
broadcast, which were just in the back room on the table
Mm.
after. Just some of the stuff that I saw from John against super elite competition many times. Just some of the stuff that you feel from John when you're arm wrestling John. John is incredible.
I mean, as long
Incredible.
as he wants to do, once he really wants to do, is just as you said, he's incredible. And
That's
and,
why I
and
said
then
at the
Neil,
beginning, I don't care now. To me, you can't. The legacy of John can't be blemished in my mind. To me,
no,
it can't.
nobody. Just I mean,
I
listen,
couldn't give a shit.
I mean,
People message me and say, "Oh, John lost or John did it," and I'm like, "Oh, mate, you don't."
Neil. Like we okay, everyone have opinion and we respect, but there are some people that really knows about arm wrestling and also has been through all those years. You understand? So whenever you talk about John, the people who are known to know arm wrestling very well,
Yeah,
and
ask Ron Bass.
who has been
Yeah,
through all this, there is not even this much of disagreements about
no,
John.
no,
The
he's the
only
man.
the people who didn't see those years, or they don't know about arm wrestling or something. Other than that, just ask Cobra, ask Devon, ask you, ask me,
Anyone.
ask Yanis, and you cannot even show me one single person who hasn't been fan of John Brzezinski and reached to the top. Every elite athlete is a John Brzezinski fan.
Yeah,
Every
because
elite,
he's the best of
yeah,
us.
every elite. Maybe not the new ones. Maybe they may not know, but anyone who has seen John, you understand, during his career, and has been elite arm wrestler themselves, They are fans. Just ask Dennis, ask Alexei Voivoda, ask Ivan Matushenko,
Absolutely anyone.
ask everyone. That nobody will say that they are
And that
not
in
fans.
itself is something, mate, that it it is so universal. Um, go to Russia, go to Kazakhstan, go to Japan, go
Yeah,
anywhere you want,
yeah,
anywhere you want, and ask the
yeah.
best of the best, and they'll tell you he's the best of the best.
Have you ever seen anyone who thought he is the goat, but not John? Have you ever seen any elite arm
Who
wrestler that
believes
thought,
that they are better than John? No,
yeah, no, me neither.
no.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about a few more matches before we finish. We announced some of the matches. I don't want to talk about the East versus West. We have the King of the Table upcoming, but we just announced a few matches. Like one is Ivan Matushenko versus Alijan Muradov, and like I will tell you first my opinion. At the 115 kilo, this might be the best ever left arm match.
I think it
I,
is.
I, I can't think anything any higher quality like the level like this. Like this is probably one of the most important matches in the history.
Well, try and name ones that are close.
What's that?
Try and name any that are close.
Yeah, I mean for this category, 115 kilo,
It's
that's
bloody hard,
incredible.
isn't it?
Yeah, Alijan Muradov is incredible, and Ivan Matushenko is incredible.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you see this match. I would like to know your opinion.
Stylistically, I have Alijan as a slight favourite. And let me sort of explain why. This will be difficult for people to see unless you've seen where there are some chinks in Matushenko's armour. And they are few and far between. The biggest one, the biggest issue for Matushenko is mental, not physical. I believe that Matyushenko will not see himself as a favorite. In the
He
same
never
way,
does, Neil. He never does. He always talks like. I mean, yeah, we will see
yeah,
50-50.
case in point, King of the Table. We had a bus ride at King of the Table. We were going over to the event. Sorry, I'm getting another call coming in. It's okay, I'm not going to answer it. We were on a bus ride to King of the Table. Oh, for fuck's sake. Excuse me. Sorry, persistent
No,
call.
no problem.
Start to hang up. Yeah, just sorry if that's one of my. I will ring you back when I'm on this podcast. We were on a bus ride, King of the Table, and they don't come much more self-concerned than Matyushenko on that bus ride. He was a little solemn. He's such a humble individual.
Yeah,
He doesn't give himself the credit and respect that he deserves.
yeah.
If you said to him, "This
He's
match
zero
is going,"
pride.
yeah,
Like
he did.
no,
He
no,
wouldn't
no
see
pride.
himself as being a worthy competitor in a match the magnitude of what you've just described. He would not see himself in that role, and yet he very much is. He is mega. Case in point, look at what happened at King of the Table and just how good this guy
Yeah,
is.
he
He could
almost
have
beat
won.
Morozov.
He could have won.
Yeah.
On another day, he wins.
Mm.
Brutal arm wrestler. The guy's exceptional. But stylistically, I believe that Alijan, the explosivity, the multiple hits, the change of direction mid match gives him a little bit of an advantage. He's slightly less of a mono direction. He's got a little bit more versatility to the attacks. His confidence, I believe, is through the roof. I don't think Alijan believes that anyone can beat him. And why should he? You know? But I believe he's extremely aggressive, and I believe he will be 100 miles an hour, all gears forward. And for that reason, I've got him as a slight favourite.
Um, I think that Ivan probably has the fastest wrist. It's very strong and very fast. while Alijan is fast with whole body, and then Ivan has very strong and incredibly dominant hand and wrist over the pronator of the
Incredible.
open. Yeah,
That is the best of all time.
yeah, yeah.
His ability to neutralize the pronator in split second time. And we talked a moment about fluidity and Brzezink's fluidity. In that specific movement, the fluidity from initiation to completion of the movement is as good as anyone has ever done it in any technique. Matyushenko is unbelievably fluid in what he does. He is incredible. It's like the old Bruce Lee statement, where he said, "Don't fear the
Yeah,
guy."
he's saying,
Where he said,
yeah,
"Don't fear the guy that practiced 10,000 kicks. Fear the guy that practiced one kick 10,000 times." This is what you're looking at with Ivan. He is beautifully smooth at that move. He's incredibly smooth at that move. Very, very efficient. And that makes him super dangerous. For
yeah,
every force, there's an equal and opposite force. And I'm very interested to see whether Ivan Matyushenko has enough fluidity, enough X factor in his game to shut down Alijan. Because Muratov right now he's looked like he's been in a class of his own up to this point. So I'm interested to see if anyone can do anything with him. If that guy's out there, it's very likely Ivan Matyushenko.
yeah. Another guy is just Devon wanted to hook Georgi, but when? What round? Oh, anyway. So how do you see like the chances? You say you don't like to put percentage.
I, I always feel like, again, the percentage stuff. I listen to some channels and they talk about this guy's percentage in his prep or where this guy. The, I can't play that game. In my experience,
But you
there
gave
are so many
percentages.
factors. But in terms of the match result,
Yeah,
I do have Alijan probably 55-45 or 60-40 favorite. I think
because
Alijan is the
because of
favorite,
because
but
of because
I
of
wouldn't be
knowing that
surprised either way.
the match is gonna go inside, and Alijan may have more horsepower and more endurance.
I
Uh,
think also Alijan's style gives him a good opportunity with Matyushenko because he won't be exposed in the same way. I don't believe he's running at all. I believe he's confident enough to go straight at and straight through Ivan. And I actually feel like Matyushenko is an incredibly intelligent man. And I think he'll be very aware of that. He'll be very aware of the stylistic threat that Alijan represents. Um, Alijan is pretty fearless. He
yeah,
will go
yeah, yeah,
straight. He'll
yeah,
go.
yeah.
I think some people feel like they need to be off first, and they're a little hesitant when they pull Matyushenko, and that hesitation is a problem.
Yeah.
You got to be able to attack with absolute reckless abandon. You got to go
Yeah.
straight at the guy, and I do believe Alijan will do that, mate. I think he'll go straight at him.
You know, some guys that they blink eye very little. You know,
Yeah, blink about as much as a baby.
I mean, yeah, Alijan is just like those with those like fearless eyes.
Yeah.
He's like as real as possible. I and Ivan, we have similar opinion about this match that Ivan's chances to have a much better start and put Alijan out of position. And if he can beat him right away, yes. If not, then exhaust him in a like keeping him in a bad position. But I and him, we both also agree that in an equal position match, we think that Ivan will be the one that will be exhausted.
I would expect so.
Yeah. But
I would expect so.
that's an incredible match. It is just like there are some matches like A level match, A level. There is nothing better than
Mm.
that. You understand? This is
Yeah,
one of those matches.
that's
Yeah.
one of them, and the Bet Kili match is another.
What's that?
And the Bet Kili match is another.
With Oleg Zok?
Holy shit! Right now, oh, what a match!
I will
Hey,
tell you something. Like
what a
I
match!
love Oleg so much. And did you know that in the East versus West 2, Oleg beat Betkili? Did you know
Mhm.
that?
Yeah, yeah,
Oleg beat him, yeah.
yeah.
But
But
he
that
was
was
top roll.
then.
This time I
Now,
am not sure if he will be able to top roll him. I really don't know.
yeah, Bet Killy right now is really mega.
Yeah,
Bet
yeah.
Killy is one of my favorite arm wrestlers in the world by some margin. I rate that dude. I like everything about him. I like his attitude. I like that sinister edge. I like the confidence. I like the swagger. I think Bet Killy is the balls. I absolutely love the dude. Think he's mega. Gonna take some beating, and I actually do believe that Killy is a slight favorite in that match, in my mind.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see how it will be. And my favorite match in the card for me. I mean, do you know how many world title matches? 8 world title matches. Yeah,
Anyone would think you liked arm wrestling.
8 world title matches. But do you know which one is my favorite? And
Ooh.
it is a match that number 5 is pulling against someone outside of number 10 as of now. It is Michael Todd versus Gennady Kvikvinia match. And this match
Oh
for
yeah, I
me,
forgot that was even on there. Oh mate.
this match, listen, we have 8 world title match, and then there are like 4 or 5 not world title matches. Just imagine this is one of them, which is not. And for me,
That match has been a long time coming. It's long overdue. A lot of questions answered here, isn't there? Because obviously both guys have come back from serious injury. Um, Michael Todd right now got a huge amount of self belief,
yeah. And when
which
you
is
say
very
like self
dangerous.
belief, when you talk about self belief, and then like I just look at the dictionary other day, self belief. It was saying Gennady Kvikvinia.
Yeah. Well, he's proven it, hasn't he? I mean,
Yeah,
courage under fire. Gennady Quickvinia is Teflon. He's very, 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 very. You can throw stuff at him. It ain't gonna stick. It is not gonna stick. You can fire as much shit his way. He's just gonna. Yeah. It doesn't bother him. Nothing seems to bother the guy. His blinkers are on. He's focused on the win. I mean, all the talk prior to the Devon match, nothing sticks. He doesn't care. He's there. You've got to beat this guy, and the same can be said from Michael Todd. I think these guys have a great deal in common in some respects, and that they're pretty irrepressible characters. I love it. I love that match. I love both arm wrestlers. Think it's going to be a incredibly intense match.
yes, yes, yes. The personality,
Yeah,
the heart, the
neither
heart,
man has a
the
backward step.
spirit. They just
Both
like it
will
will be
break
too
their arms to
heavy,
win.
too heavy. Like just imagine they will be like like I don't know, like more than V12 engine. Just inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
They will be breathing fire there.
It'll be
Two
a
guys
mega
with a
match, that one.
long beard like this.
Yeah, going to be a mega, mega, mega match. I think both guys will come in there genuinely believing they're going to win,
Yeah,
particularly now.
yeah. And
I
you
think
know what is the
Michael feels
interesting
like
thing,
there's like a bigger
Neil?
game at play right now, and I
Neil,
think
do you know
Gennady
what
will
is?
want to prove a lot.
Do you know what is the most interesting part? There is no way in a fresh match either of them to dominate the other one. That match is
No,
gonna stop.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be a
that
war.
match is gonna stop somewhere, and then maybe we will have like very enjoyable moments to
I
watch.
bloody hope so.
Yeah,
I hope it delivers on the promise that this match has had. For so many times, we've talked about the match happening. It was supposed to happen back in the WAL when Mike was the champ. It's been coming. It's been coming. Once again, East versus West is bringing the biggest matches in the world. Make no mistake about it. This is one of them. This is an incredibly entertaining match. Like you say, I don't believe there's any way this doesn't turn into a career-ending death war. And I think both guys want that. I think both guys are at their best in that kind of scenario.
can you imagine that we're talking about two guys that have huge hearts,
Hmm.
and talking about two guys that are very well rounded. They can pull in very different positions, and talking about two guys that have incredible endurance.
Yes.
And I think that we will be seeing also a chess game. The match will
Oh yeah.
stop somewhere, and then we will see a serious chess game there.
Well, look at the history of these two arm wrestlers and their record of success in long drawn out affairs. Both of them love long matches. Both of these guys will feel that when the match stops, oh yeah, it's on now. Like this is their wheelhouse. It's where they do their best work. They don't want the match to finish quickly, and they don't believe that's where they're at their best. They believe they're at their best when it's a screamer. And I think I will be devastated if this doesn't turn into a battle. I can't see any way it doesn't. I really can't. And it's interesting to see who will outlast the other. You know, you got Michael Todd, who's, in my opinion, probably the best defensive arm wrestler of all time.
Yes, 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 yes.
Unbelievable defensive puller.
Yeah.
We gave him that
I
moniker in Arm Wars years ago because I've seen him do stuff. You know, he's like a giant Frode Hogland. He'll just never be dead. You know, you can't pin the guy.
Neil, just to see this match, if this was the only match, would you pay $20 to watch this match only?
Yeah,
I would
100%.
pay too. I would pay
Yeah,
only for
100%.
this match. But we will have, I think, 13 or 14 matches. But
Oh,
even
there's
this
some.
match alone,
As I
com-
say, even you know, you've got Irakli and Tortiev. We're not even bloody talking. We're not even talking about Irakli and Tortiev. For anybody out there who doesn't know Tortiev, everybody knows Irakli. Irakli is a killer. He's a superstar. He's getting better and better. You know how people say, "Oh, this guy improves with every match." He really does. Irakli does improve every match. He's just getting better and better. Tortiev is an absolute weapon. If you've not seen this guy, if you don't know how good Tortiev is, get ready. This guy is built to top roll. He was put on earth to take risks. He's an absolute weapon. And I think this is a great match. Love it. And I love the fact that Tortiev uh, makes his debut and people get to see how dangerous this dude is because he's a killer.
yeah, he has many wins against Hajim Razolev.
Amazing pullers. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
very hard
He
man to beat.
he beat once also Ibrahim Sago,
Yeah,
and Ibrahim beat him twice in the final, but
yeah.
it was not that easy, man. So the guy is very good, but we will see. We will see how the match will be. And this is for
Yes.
the 95 kilo
And
world
you've got
title match.
other debutants that I was very impressed with. I believe you've got Hunter coming over against Azat.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not talk so many of these matches, but let's talk about this one since it is also public. What do you think? Okay, what do you think about Hunter?
I
You
love
saw
Hunter
him.
Noss. I didn't know Hunter Noss really until we got out to, and he pulled a very good friend of mine. Um, uh, I I had a massive amount of respect for the way that Hunter addressed that match. I think a lot of what he did prior to the match was, again, brave. He went balls out. And Doug is no bum. I mean, Doug got hurt in the match, and I think it was the second round. But that doesn't detract from Hunter at all. I thought Hunter was outstanding. He forced the position. I think he was exciting, entertaining. I think he talks the talk and he walks the walk. I'm a big Hunter Noffs fan, and I'm excited to see how he can do. As that, oh, yeah, that's a tough match. As that is a beast. So we get a real measuring stick on where Hunter is at. Hunter is brimming with confidence. I don't think he'll take a backward step here. He's going to need to be confident because Azat is very, very dangerous.
And what do you? How do you see this match? Like,
I think Azat is a slight favourite.
yeah, I understand. So this is a world title match, so it cannot be an easy match,
No.
for nobody. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so let's talk a bit about the hot topic: Jerry versus Levan,
Hey,
King of the Table 13,
how
US.
how long have I been saying the guy that beats Levant right now from the current crop, if anyone can beat him, and that's a very big if,
Yeah.
because in my opinion, Levant is a separated reality from everyone else right now in Orthodox arm wrestling. I really believe that. I believe that if there is a chink in his armor, it would be through some kind of technical X Factor arm wrestler, which Jerry is one. There are very few. Michael Todd is another one, who is an X Factor puller. He's a weirdo. He doesn't arm wrestle like anyone else. Jerry Caderet is another. There are very few guys that are that X Factor guy. I was saying before the Alex Kadetcha match how dangerous X Factor arm wrestlers are. A moment ago, we spoke about if you're making judgments on Alex and Alex's level maybe not being where you thought it was. Not the case. It was just he had a very unique experience, technically different, very unusual. It can throw you out of your game when you've not pulled anyone like that. It will be interesting to see. And one other thing, actually, before I go on, I want to throw in here. I've said many times that I believe that people underestimate and underrate how table smart Levan Saganashvili is.
He is, yeah.
How intelligent he is. The reads he makes on matches are very, very good. His read of matches is extremely high level. He's very educated. He's very smart. He's very diligent. And I haven't spoken to Levan actually
But
since
you
the
see
last.
what he is doing.
No, I haven't had any contact with him, mate. But
No, no,
I
no.
would
You
imagine.
see, you no. I said you see what he is doing at the table, and you
Yes,
understand.
yes.
Yeah.
And I believe that Levan will be studying Jerry and breaking
He
down what
told
he
me.
needs
He
to do.
told me. He
Oh,
told
you've
me.
spoken to him, okay?
Yeah,
Sorry.
he said that. And, you know, I cannot do the same exact preparation that I do for everyone. He said that he needs to do a special preparation. I'm not telling that
There you go.
Jerry will beat Levan, but anyone who is saying Jerry is not a danger, that guy doesn't know about arm wrestling.
Yeah,
If you
I
make
agree.
mistake, if Jerry does apply what he has, you are in trouble. You know, you
Yes,
are in
he's
trouble.
very, very,
Yeah.
very dangerous
people
in a
people who
very,
doesn't
very
arm
unique
wrestle,
manner.
they don't understand that what kind of feeling, you know, when the bottom side of your hand fails like this, and then now you are overpronated, and then
Correct.
your bicep
Correct.
doesn't really function so much, but it's your brachioradialis only,
Correct.
and
Correct.
then and
Correct.
then you are in a big trouble.
Big trouble. And very unique set of circumstances. And not one a lot of people whose skill level in the sport has become very high do it by repetition movement. You will always try to emulate things that you're going to experience in the sport, things that you're going to see done time and time again. It is extremely hard to get close to emulating. In fact, I'm going to say it's impossible to emulate what you're going to feel from Jerry Caderet because he's a unique set of circumstances.
Yeah.
If you asked Alex Kadetcha right now about that, I am absolutely sure that he would attest to that fact. He'd say, "Yeah, that's a weird. That's a weird. There are other things. There are other factors. I haven't spoken to Alex and get his read on it, but I would imagine that he, within himself, knows that there are some strange things going on with when you pull Jerry. He's very, very difficult to combat.
Yeah,
We've
I mean
seen how dangerous he is and how hard he is to finish. You only have to look at a moment ago. We were talking about Gennady Quickvinia and how good Gennady Quickvinia is in stopped matches, long matches, matches that are battles.
yeah,
He's incredible there. He lost to Jerry Caderet.
yeah,
And he lost when he was a massive underdog, you know? And sorry, when he was a massive favourite.
yeah.
And Jerry was a massive underdog because most people, understandably, felt that Gennady runs over Jerry. But the X factor is real.
Yeah, John told me, you know, we go to the dinner, VIP dinner
Okay.
outside. And then I was talking with John. I said, "How do you see?" He said that if Gennady top rolls Jerry, he's gonna lose. I said, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yeah, just watch tomorrow." He said, "Just watch tomorrow. If he goes outside, you will see what will happen." The next day, Of course, it was very close match,
Mega match.
but somehow Gennady was the one who guessed out.
X Factor, brother. X Factor. Carteret, dude, the gingerbread man. Tough guy to pull.
Do you
Tough
know
guy.
what I was thinking? Do you know what I was thinking the other day? Jerry, who is 51 years old,
I know.
and he beat Alex Kurdecha. John, 60 years old, he beat Leonidas. Tatachin's 57 years old, I think, he beat Prudnik. Michael, 51 years old, he beat Kamil. Like, I mean, Devon, 48, 49 years old, he beat Chance. Of course, they both weren't in shape, but just, what I'm just saying that, like, people who says that, like, arm wrestling changed a lot. I can only say that, as John says, that it is more deeper now. There are more people.
Correct.
In the past, you go to WAF, there was three favorite athletes.
Yeah.
Now you go there are 10 favorite athletes. In the past, something like East versus West would happen. There would be three very good guys.
And
Now,
I actually
all
I
top
would
10,
say, mate,
all top 10 is
that's
dangerous.
more prominent in the super heavyweights than anywhere
Today,
else.
yes.
Because I'm gonna
There was
say
like
there's
three
always
guys,
been mega
maximum
arm
three
wrestlers
guys.
in them. You go to the middleweight classes, like there's always been a freaking myriad of them. There
Yeah.
wasn't the same depth in
But the
Jurassic Park.
best guy would pull today best guy. You understand?
Yes.
Like I'm just thinking Arsen Liliev. Like just think about the Arsen Liliev that pulled 2007 Zloty Tour. I don't see anyone beating him.
Mate, the biggest, in my opinion, the greatest benefit that East versus West and yourself have brought for the sport of arm wrestling is that sort of neutral ground and your level of contact with all of the pullers, Eastern Europe, uh, Western Europe, and the respect across the piece, the ability to pull those matches together is tremendous. And I don't think there's ever been a better time than now for if you chart back where the very best guys from across the world continuously facing each other. It's magnificent, and this card's another underlining of it. Jerry and Lavan is an intriguing match. And it's nice that we're seeing the matches where you think, oh, the physical level may be close, the strength level may be close. And then another day you're seeing a match where you think, okay, now we've got a guy who we deem as being on any kind of orthodox measure a head stronger. But what can this X Factor technician do? We don't know. We'll see.
I will
Can he
tell you
shut
something.
down the game? Maybe.
There is a possibility that if Levan tries to go fully outside, he may end up his elbow getting out from the backside. Maybe.
Yeah.
You understand? There is a
Yes.
possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
But if he just
Very, very
dominates
intriguing match.
if he just dominates the center with the wrist control over and then beat him like that, then it's a different thing. We will
It
see.
could it could be over very quick if he gets his, if he's done his
I will
job.
tell you something. Before Kurdecha versus Jerry match, people were saying why this match was set. Like people, except
Understandably.
some American patriots, they were saying that Alex is gonna beat him. Alex is gonna kill him. This is what they were saying. Alex himself was saying this as well. And but and then before this match, Alex was the person that a lot of people were saying that this is the guy to beat Levan. And then once Jerry won this match, now they people still doesn't accept that Jerry is a dangerous guy.
We had him in the presence of greatness. I think you may have probably been on the show. We had him going backwards and forwards. They were betting a car. They were betting cars on
Oh
that match.
yeah. I
Yes,
was in that program.
Jerry, and yeah,
Yeah.
and we were talking about it in very real terms because of the fact that it is a unique proposition. You can't, and believe me, Levan Saganashvili is very, very. Anyway, I know you know this, but anybody out there who doesn't feel like Levan Saganashvili doesn't appreciate the risk represented, the threat represented by Jerry, he probably sees it as being a greater risk than anyone else around because of the fact that this is an unorthodox set of criteria he's going to face with Jerry Caderet. It's somebody you can't plan for. He does something that you're not going to experience a great deal. I would imagine, going back to what I was saying earlier, that Levan is doing his homework. He's trying to break down the move. He will come in very uniquely and specifically prepared to face what he feels is going to come from Jerry. Be interesting to see how effective that is. I expect we're going to see a very motivated, very well prepared Jerry Caderet.
Yeah, Ryan is asking, Ryan Bellinger is asking, do you think Levan would be in trouble in a deep hook? I don't think that Jerry can hook Levan, but if
No.
Levan goes there, then it's different thing, you know. If Levan wants to go there, he can go there. It totally depends, you know. Like when they go inside, if the match goes to the Levan's winning side, I don't think that Jerry in a defensive hook is that strong. But if
No.
somehow Jerry puts the shoulder behind and a little bit hook and press combination, then yeah, Levan maybe, because I remember one of the rounds, Neil, Gennady tried to hook Jerry, and Jerry pressed him to the table surface.
Yeah, Jerry's. I don't think that the threat represented by Jerry comes in any kind of orthodox position or shape. I think it's much more that there is a risk to Levan trying to get to that shape. So it may visually appear like they're in a certain position. But what you've got to understand is that the setup and the application of the movements from Jerry is very unique, very different. And if you can get to any kind of A side position, he exposes people like no one else.
Yeah.
Very, very tough guy to beat
I,
if he
I,
gets
I
on the
have
ring.
another question for you without talking about his upcoming match.
Yeah.
Just only about him, I want to talk. What did you see in Dubai with Georgi Dizerano?
That he is a real danger. That he is much bigger and more powerful every time out. That he is really on the rise. And I wonder where the ceiling is. For many years, anybody who watches The Fix will know that I've been a big fan of Georgi Zaranov before he was in any of the events, before he was in East versus West, I used to talk about him a lot. If you track back, you'll see that I spoke about him when he was winning the WAFs. That this guy, just rolled up there, looks like a giant blacksmith. First the time out, he crushes WAF. He's a weirdo. The guy
Did
is
you know
built
that? Did
different.
you know that he beat Ivan Matushenko when they both were 110 kilo?
Yes,
242s. They were both
yes,
242s at WAF,
yes.
and then he beat Ivan
One of the
right and
reasons
left.
for the
Yeah,
statement that I just spoke about was that.
yeah. And do you think what's like? Do you think that this guy has potential to become the best?
Possibly, yes.
So he has the potential.
Yes, possibly.
Okay.
It's how big he can get. It's where he goes. It's the level of commitment. I don't know. I don't know.
And then do you think that he is
My
set?
concern, if you want the honest truth, I'm not sure he's technically refined enough, but I don't think that Levan will stay around forever.
You don't think Levan will be top forever?
I don't think he'll choose to. I don't think he'll stay around forever. If you're
But
Levan and
but
you get other
if he
opportunities, and
wanted to stay, around, just say 3 more years, he can stay at top. You think?
oh yeah,
And do you think that no one can beat him?
not right now. I think the only guys that can beat him, as you say, you're about to see one of them. It's some kind of tech. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Say Jerry comes in and he wins. That doesn't mean that Levan can't beat Jerry another day.
Yeah, for sure.
There is an
And
experience
if
factor.
they pull, if Jerry beats Levan, next time they pull, I would say that Levan's chances would be higher than the first one,
Definitely,
unless Jerry just dominates him that way, which is
definitely. If Alex Kadetcher and Jerry pulled again, would it go exactly the same way? Not necessarily. No. You've got to experience these things, and you get better when you experience something. Uh, Only then do you get a real feel for things. Only then do you gain that level of knowledge and experience of how the position felt and does feel. And I honestly feel like the biggest threat to Levan is the unknown and the unique. In any kind of orthodox position, any kind of orthodox arm wrestling, I don't believe there is a man right now that is a genuine threat to him.
Do you consider Laletin exactly orthodox?
I do, but I believe that Lalatin is the nearest. Well, we've spoken about this many times. I believe that the biggest threat represented by the orthodox arm wrestlers is him
With the outside style, I think he has the biggest chance.
by far,
Yeah.
significantly better than anyone else.
Were you surprised when Di Serrano hook Revas right at the middle round one?
Um, I'm
I
gonna
was
say no,
surprised.
actually.
I was very surprised. I didn't
Yeah,
think that he's not super fast guy, and we know Revas has incredible starts. In a very fresh match, Revas is always dangerous, and but somehow even without the strap, he hooked him.
yeah. I wasn't actually that surprised in that respect. I did think that I don't know there was something in the air that day, but I had the feeling that that was going to go that way. I don't know why. I just had the feeling that the match was going to go that way. Yeah, don't know what we were talking about that on the bus on the way over um, with a number of the guys, and I don't know. I just felt like Zeranov looked massive when we got there. He looked massive, and he was so confident, unbelievably
Yeah.
confident. You know, when
You
you
know what the guy?
just see an arm wrestler's very, like just they're exuding that much confidence. I've seen it from Morozov a few times, where you just feel like he feels like he genuinely believes he's invincible, and it's a powerful weapon.
Yeah, the Zarano is different. I think that, like, how you call it, savage. Like, the guy is just
Yeah.
like, he doesn't show outside, but he like, you ever touch him like this? I
Oh
told this
yeah.
before as well.
Friggin'
The
brick wall.
guy is like a wall. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just he doesn't even move. You just hit his
Yeah.
back. He will not move like half centimeter. You
No.
just think that it's a like a rock,
Yeah.
like
He
you
does.
just
He
hit
doesn't
not
look the way I described it. He doesn't look like a bodybuilder. He looks like a giant blacksmith. He just built differently. Just built.
thick, very thick
Yeah,
guy,
like a
very thick.
caveman, like a
Yeah,
primitive giant, like something that's crawled
yeah,
out from under a bridge and could eat your missus. Just looks
yeah.
like a complete monster. There are some guys that just look, they look powerful. Sagoff's like that. Ibrahim Sagoff is just a friggin' menacing looking. He's a
Trust me.
lovely dude, but he looks.
I'm close to both guys, and this guy is different than Sago. This Sago is more like athletic looking, moving around. This guy is just like a wall, like a, no disrespect, but just like a, just came from like KU, But it is just, even when he talks, he whenever he wants to write to me on WhatsApp, first he sends a voice message. He goes like, Salamun alaikum. Even the voice,
Yeah.
the way he's talking is just like, like, I don't know, like, as man as someone can get. This guy is real
Oh
deal.
yeah.
But yeah, and then we will see. We will see where it will go. I think that I put him against the worst possible opponent for him for
Very tough.
November. Yeah, very, like, worst possible. I think that, like, including Hermes, Jerry, Gennady, Morozov, like
Very tough.
anyone. Like, he has really good chances against anyone. Maybe there are two guys that is very bad for him stylistically or power. One is Levan, it would be, and one would be the one. But if he somehow
Beats the
wins
Latin.
this match, if he wins this one, then the things will change for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I have Vitali as a favourite. As we said the other day when we were talking about it, I do think that Laletin is a favourite for a number of reasons, but I don't know. Anything can happen, mate. Anything can happen. I've got probably 60-40 favourite for Vitali. I do think of the orthodox crop, he's the most dangerous threat for um for the top spot. Yeah, it'll be
Anyways,
interesting.
so Yeah,
Very true.
so these are the matches, and then we will have another one after the king of the table. We will sit down and we will talk about every single match, and then yeah. So you come in here Wednesday or Thursday. When are you coming?
I'm hoping to be there Wednesday, mate. Yeah, getting to hopefully
Wednesday,
get
and
over
then
there
you live in
Wednesday.
the. Okay, okay, yeah. Just let's talk on WhatsApp about the details,
100%.
and then yeah, yeah. We just can't wait. And but listen, I will tell you, Neil. This is exactly what we needed. What's happening
Oh,
right now with all those categories and the best guys. In the same event. There
incredible
is there
card.
is yeah, there is not only this card I'm talking about, but the like right now we brought all the best guys together, and now like anyone who says I'm the man is right there. You understand? Right there,
Yes,
and we,
you got
we
to you
really
got to
see.
back it up. And like in the words of Michael Todd, exciting times. Well, it is. It is. And there's some incredible matches coming up, mate. Incredible matches coming up. The close to this year is going to be ridiculous. And the good thing is, 2025 is a new year. Let's go.
Yeah, it will be even better. It will be even better. And okay, there is one super chat, Neil. What would you take for you to come back to arm wrestling for real and start? I don't know. Just I need to look at closer. Sorry. And start taking names out.
Probably the biggest answer to that is a wrist that worked, some training, and maybe 10 years younger. No,
Yeah,
mate. If I had a, listen, if I had a, I'm under no illusions that I could come back at 50 years old and start beating the best guys in the world. I don't believe that's going to happen. Um,
I don't know. Is it my internet or your internet?
did I lose you then, mate? Can you hear me?
Yeah, one of us had bad connection. I don't know which one of us. Yeah, right now is okay. You hear me now, right?
Yeah, I got you clear as a bell. But did I lose you there?
Yeah, either you were frozen or I
Oh,
was frozen. I don't know which one. Or
okay. I was
people
saying what it
people
would
says
say.
Niels. Yeah.
I heard the one you read out. I would. I don't believe that I can come back at 50. Well, coming up 51 years old and start beating the best guys in the world. I think those days are well behind me. If I had a wrist that worked, I'd love to come arm wrestle again, though. That's for sure. You know, I would. I'd love to pull matches. That'd be great. And I
Yeah.
intend to try and do it if there's any way that I can get my wrist to not be painful to fuck. I would love to do that, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. Okay, the last thing. From 0 to 10, how would you rate the next East vs West card?
Oh bloody hell! I'm not going to say 10 because you probably do a better one. 9.5. 9.8888. It's good.
because because
Mega.
because because I'm gonna do next year even
Yeah.
better one.
Yeah. It's I think it's, in my opinion, probably the best one to date.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. I
probably the
I,
best
I
one.
I think till today the best card. I believe
Yeah, probably is.
most exciting card. Yeah, I
Some
agree.
mega,
Yeah.
mega, mega matches. Some very exciting new guys. Yeah, I think it's awesome. A very, very strong card.
By the way, I also started training. Huh? I started, but just like this is how many times I started and something is happening.
Yeah,
But
don't
I'm not gonna
bloody
give up.
get hurt.
I will not get you. I will not get you up. No way. Yeah, yeah.
Tremendous,
But
mate.
that is something that you know about me, right? That there's someone that who doesn't like to give up.
Never. You ain't
Never.
gonna. Yeah, you ain't gonna stop. You ain't gonna, and that's a good thing. Don't go bloody banging your head
Okay.
on any bloody tables. That scared the shit out of
Yeah.
people. But
Neil.
yeah, mate, it'd be great to see you come back and arm wrestle. I don't think that it's good for you to do it at East versus West. Honestly, I don't. I don't think that's a good idea because you're going to be stressed off your ears with the
King
organisation.
of the table, maybe, huh? King of the table.
Better,
Yeah. And
better,
maybe even armors.
the best. The best idea
Okay, this is over here is 8:36 p.m. Let's finish here. 1 hour 36 minutes with you as always.
Have we been
Like
on
we
for
are,
1 hour 36? Shit, the best.
yeah,
Okay, that's
and we could. I would even talk with you like 10 hours. But I will go and train. So I appreciate. I thank you very very much for honoring our podcast.
thanks for having me on, mate. Appreciate
Yeah,
it. As I
always,
say,
always.
I've been quiet for a while. A lot going on. We're back. We're actually. I've got a show tomorrow, 9:30 UK time. So the usual fixed time. Devon Lara, Leonidas Arcona. We're going to
When was
be.
it? This Sunday? This
That
Sunday
is
or?
tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh,
Tomorrow night.
okay. That's
Yeah,
fun.
and
Fun. It
then
will
we'll
be
be
big
back
fun.
with the fix on Sunday. So the fix
Yeah,
is back
fun.
on Sunday, but tomorrow night we've got
Listen.
Leonidas.
You said that last week or a week before. You said you're gonna bring the fix that Sunday. You didn't bring it. This Sunday, you better bring it back.
Back on it was back on Sunday night. This weekend I've just had the Giants live arena show, so I was washed, completely done.
Okay,
But
okay. Because
yeah, back
fix
on
is
Sunday.
like something that we need in our
It's back,
wrestling
mate.
community.
It's back Sunday
Yeah,
night.
that's good. That's good. That's good. Anyways, take care of yourself, Neil.
Yeah, all the best to
And
all the arm wrestling fans. Anybody who's tuned in and watched the show, hope you enjoyed it. Good to see you all. All the best to you and your families, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Good to catch up, mate, as always.
take care. Take care, Neil.
Cheers, Engin. Bye, bye, mate.
Bye.